Hello, entrepreneurs, designers, digital nomads, and business gurus. Welcome to Circle Live, our internet talk show just for Squarespace Circle members. I'm Sam Z, one of your community managers.
And I'm Sarah G, one of your other community managers. And today we are joined by Taylor Lagoy, who is moderating the chat. At the last Circle Live, we had Squarespace CEO and founder, Anthony Casalena, join us live for Circle Live.
And today, no guest. Our only guest is our memories.
And quite the seat to fill.
Quite a seat. We'll actually be recapping our favorite moments from Circle Day this year. If you attended Circle Day or if you watched on any of the various videos, tell us your favorite moments in the chat, because we're going to be sharing our favorite moments today as well. But as always, we're going to start today with a little promo spot. Today's Circle Live is brought to you by the Circle Referral Payment Benefit. Did you know you can earn money right now by selling Squarespace products? You can earn $200 for referring a new annual commerce website or $300 for a new annual digital product pro plan. You can also earn by referring new annual Acuity scheduling subscriptions and new annual email campaign subscriptions. Fans of the CRPB say it is one of the easiest partner programs to sign up for. You can start earning commissions by talking to your clients about the Squarespace products that can help grow their businesses. To sign up for Circle Referral Benefit payments right now and start working towards the 4 subscription unlock threshold, visit the support link in the chat. Taylor, please share that chat in the link. Actually, strike that, reverse it. Share that link in the chat. Thank you very, very much. We've got quite a few comments here. A lot of people joining us, a lot of regular names. Alyssa Phillips, friend of the show, and Circle Day presenter. Catherine is here. We got a favorite memory from Ariana. Loved meeting everyone in person and online during Circle Day. So did I.
So did I as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't stopped thinking about Circle Day for 1 second since it ended. And I'm really glad that we're here getting to recap it because maybe this will bring me closure.
Yeah. How have you been since Circle Day?
It's been a roller coaster, I would say. Obviously, the Friday after, immediate sadness that the thing I had spent the last 4 months of my life working on was over. 4/12 months, I would say, working on. And then I experienced a wave of relief. You know, like the 5 stages of grief? These are my own. 5 stages post-Circle Day. Sadness. And then gratitude to the community. And then exhaustion when I remembered that I was standing for 2 straight days and not sleeping. And then I went to cooking school for a week. And then I came back refreshed and ready to do it all over again.
Wow. So yeah. Sadness,
gratitude, exhaustion, cooking school. Those are the 4 stages of recovering from Circle Day. And if you didn't do them in that order, that doesn't mean it's wrong, but definitely consider that for Circle Day 2024. How have you been?
Oh, I've been great. I think my 4 stages of grief have been sadness, video editing.
Yeah.
That's maybe like 3 of the stages of grief. Video editing, and now Circle Live.
Is that your 5th stage of Circle?
That's my 5th stage. I've emerged.
5th and final stage until probably 2 weeks from now when we start planning Circle Day 2024.
Oh, it's already planning. We're already in it, deep in it. And thanks to everybody in the chat. We got some. I mean, we definitely have some Circle Day fans in the chat right now. Thanks, Laura, for your very kind words.
And Laura did an amazing job as well.
Laura did a fantastic job. If you missed Laura Skoll's presentation online, you will be treated to, I won't say anything, I won't spoil the clip show that we have ahead, but definitely something to check out online. If you were attending in person, you probably didn't see a lot of the presentations online, and I just want to tell you that Laura, among them, gave a fantastic presentation. Well, it's given me a chance. All this talking about Circle Day and thinking about Circle Day and video editing and whatnot, it has really given me a chance to bring forward some of my favorite moments. As I've said, a lot of great presentations online and in person. It made me realize that we just have so many gurus in this community. One of the things that Circle Day does is bring designers together with entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And I thought that for my first clip, I wanted to show somebody who brought that thinking about being a designer and an entrepreneur together in a nice, neat little package. So, you ready to watch the first clip?
I'm ready. Roll the clip, Sam.
I want you to take a look at the person across from you, next to you. Glance around the room. If you're at home and you're watching, drop in the chat where you're joining from. We're going to be spending the next 6 hours together. And even though we're coming here with different backgrounds and creativity, there's one thing that brings us all together, and that is our creativity. Perhaps you're driven by a bigger purpose. This presentation was created for you in mind if you identify as a creator. You're someone using your creative talents and abilities to create value in the lives of others. You're also using your creative talents to create wealth and abundance in your own life. That makes you a creatorepreneur.
Oh, love that pregnant pause there. And of course, that is Clarrie Johnson, founder and CMO of Tap That Digital. Clarrie, if you're watching right now, feel free to let us know in the comments. But one of the things I loved about that is it really hit home with her experience of client management, which seemed to be the theme for the day. There's another clip that I want to show from Clarrie that I think is going to even get a little bit deeper into this, how you can be both a creator and an entrepreneur, dare I say, a creatorepreneur.
I am tired of chasing down clients for cash. Who in here can feel that? If you're online in the chat, I want you to drop in the chat, it's my money and I want it now. I'm tired of not getting paid on time. I'm tired of not knowing where my next check is going to come from. I'm tired of having to chase down new clients. But what if I told you that Squarespace enables you to solve this problem by offering digital downloads? See, for Peggy, what we did was she already had a book. She wanted to print that book and send it out. And we're like, not doing that. That costs way too much money, takes way too much time. We're going to transform that into a digital download. So when people come to your website, they can pay for the book, click a button, shoots them an email, and they can download it right then and there. See, what digital downloads allow you to do is it attracts people to you. Instead of having to go and find those clients, they're going to find you because they're already searching for a solution to their problem. The real currency here isn't the price of the ebook. It's the information. You're exchanging a solution for that customer's name, email address, phone number, contact information, so that you can then continue to offer them real value in the future.
Wow. What a great session to have at the beginning of the day. I'm so glad that we had her energy at the beginning of the day.
I am too. And I have literally never chased down a client for a paycheck, and I still feel the exhaustion in her voice. That just aspect of her presenting was so strong. It grew, I think, such an empathy, whether you'd experienced the issue yourself or not. And the solution was so clear that even as someone who has not chased down a client to go get money, I also am should I launch a digital download?
Right.
Should I be trading my expertise? People are already searching for it, so I've heard.
Right. Forget website designer. I want Clarrie to be my lawyer.
Yes, and food for thought, how to produce an internet talk show, a digital download by Sam and Sarah. Throw it in the chat if that's something you're also interested in.
Yeah, that's a great wink. I don't know if you ever learned how to wink. Sarah, let's keep moving. Let's keep this conversation going. Obviously we have a full day's worth of material to get through, but I know that you pulled some clips and I don't want to take all of the space. Did you have any of the favorite clips that you wanted to share?
I did. I have a couple clips. Can we play them?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
But passive income is probably always the dream when you start out and you're like, this isn't passive. This is income with a lot of work, but you just front load the work. Like it's a lot of challenges. And then you're consistently marketing and selling and trying to work really hard to get the audience. And it's hard work. And it's probably the reason I haven't started selling templates. I thought about it and was like, there's too much. There's just too much work. I can't pull this off. And so, so I started looking at how would passive income really work? And I was talking to another template designer and just really looking at, actually, I think a small fraction of the business of running and selling templates is actually, it's like 20% is the ability to design, and the rest of it is making the business work. So the design is not the hard part. The design is the first part, and then actually the real work comes into actually running a business, selling, marketing, customer support, maintaining updates, etc.
I love the line, passive income, is not passive. I mean, just way to nail it on the head, I feel like.
100%. Yeah, that was something that was reflected in our Circle Live conversation with Christy Price a couple of months ago. But absolutely. I think it was good hearing it from the mouth of someone like Nick, who, I don't know, he's got tons of people on his team. He's grown Squarekicker to a giant company. I think he's the kind of person that you might expect to come forward with oh, no, this is easy, but it's not. And I think that's one of the real strengths of this community is that people are pretty honest about the work that goes into building a business, and they want everyone to be successful.
Yeah, honest in general. I noticed nobody responded to my offer for the digital download. That's good to know we are not in a crowded market, but I think
you need to make the CTA clearer.
It's okay. Nobody wants it. But what they might want, Sam, is another clip on something on a related topic. Okay. You want to play the next clip for them?
We'll play the next clip.
I would argue that most designers are already doing a lot of consulting anyway. The difference is if you have niche expertise, your clients or your prospects know that they want to pay for that consulting as well. So you can charge more, and this is more the equation of services that you're actually delivering to them.
We talk so much about niching.
We do.
I feel like. Some of my favorite niche examples that I've seen are Circle members who only build sites for pizza restaurants. I've seen a Circle member who only builds sites for magic-related businesses. And you know what? Let me tell you, they're successful. Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Well, to go back to Connie's talk, the reason why, actually, I'll get that graphic back up on the screen there. When you're looking at what the pie is that you're trying to think about, right? Niching allows you to create a unique value proposition. So by having the years of experience, with running pizza websites, or in Connie's case, very specifically, she was working with a fitness product, a scheduling fitness product that only a few people use. And if you go back and watch the video, I highly recommend that. She talks about her entire strategy of discovering who her ideal customer was through using this fitness scheduling project. That allowed her to say, all right, so this is the group of people that I know how to serve them because I'm willing and able to fix the problems in this product that they are not willing to fix.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen, too, the power of, this is the type of client I'm going to work with. And so that client likely knows others in the space. And so then they're referring the business back to you. And so it's just this compounding effect of, this person needed a fitness-related website and they know another business owner who also needs a fitness-related website. And all of a sudden you're the go-to person for fitness-related websites.
Right. You really just create a channel down the line of problem solving if there's a specific problem. And I think that's why it takes a while to build a business is that in the beginning, you're starting out thinking, who am I? What do I want? With every Circle member who presented at Circle Day, I think every single one of them had a story where they were like, I thought my business was going to go this direction, and then it went in this other direction, and you know what? I'm okay with that.
Right.
They enjoy, because what you find out is that you find a problem that you can solve, and you enjoy solving that problem because you're helping people, and you get paid for it.
Right. And ideally, it intersects with your interests or your skill set as well. And so you have some level of expertise in it that even can add to your experience with your clients because you're speaking from personal experience.
Totally.
If you have a niche, would love to hear about it in the chat.
Actually, we got one right here from Sharon. I was doing websites for artists, fashion performers, and yoga instructors, but during COVID, I took on biotech software and finance clients. I enjoy being part of such different worlds and higher budgets, but I see the benefit. Yeah, things change. Things change. And I think, weirdly, COVID clarified some things for certain people. I remember during COVID myself niching down. I was just a sort of generalist community manager, and then realizing digital events was something that I had expertise in, and all of a sudden there were a lot of people who needed problem solving in Zoom and wherever else they were doing digital events. So it's been successful for me as well.
I love that. I'm hoping that we could just highlight Christine's comment really quick. Still trying to land my dream of oldie building sites for pasta-based e-commerce businesses. Christine, I'll say like soft, like if this is something that you end up figuring out and you need just like some part-time help. Maybe it's like, you need to like sample the pasta from your clients to know that it's legit. You know how to reach me. So thank you. Thank you in advance.
I love how you're starting to use Circle Live just for your own personal gain.
I'm trying to sell one digital download and I'm trying to eat some pasta. Okay, sewer girl. Okay. Should we keep going?
I think I like this this shtick that we have going here. Do you mind if I start turning our clippage towards the online stage?
Yes, you may turn our clippage towards the online stage.
So if you joined us in person, I'm telling you, you got to check out some of the videos from the online stage. For example, as I prefaced before, Laura Scholes, who is in the chat right now, she's the founder of the 24-hour website, or 24-hour site, and she had this great moment during her online talk where she brought together one of the biggest problems that she faces working with her clients. Let's have a gander.
I'm ready.
Whenever you're posting, if you're trying to build engagement, it's just not all about you. Think about how can you help? How can you give some information that somebody might not have thought of that they can use? So maybe like a 8-2, 8 times you're posting on LinkedIn or Instagram, you're helping people with information or tips or whatever. And then 2 times you're promoting something that you're doing or promoting, like you just did this great website, you want to show it off. That's great too. Just don't make all of your marketing outreach about you. The biggest hurdle I have is convincing clients that your website is not all about you. You are not proving yourself that you do this and you do this and you do this better than anyone. And like, bam, 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 me, us. It is about who you're serving. And how can you help them? And what are they dealing with? What are they coming to you with? So maybe you start there with that framing. Like, we are trying to get people to fall in love with you and what you do. And who you are and your credentials are only a part of that. I think it also is important. The things that I showed you on the how to make an about page that sells like a product page, the things I showed you are just the top of a page. And if you go to my website, you can see some of the stuff I've done and you can look at the about pages and see how most of them are structured. We do get into later, we do get into the about the person, about the company. It's not missing. It's just not what leads. The lead story needs to be how you can help, how your client can help the customer.
Yeah, Sarah, it's not all about you.
Okay, you came in so hot after that one. I had something relevant to the talk to say, which is I feel like it's so tempting, especially for people who are trying to build their businesses, to be like, let me prove my credibility to you. Yeah. Let me like demonstrate that I'm the right person to do this. And like, it's like this fine line to walk, right? Because you're like, okay, if I'm establishing a niche, like I want to prove that I'm the right person to be doing this and I have a specific skill set. And at the same time, like someone is hiring you because you can build them a website and like it's really for like the service that you're offering probably more than who you are as a person. Because they do it's a transaction, right? And it's like a very core part of it. So I thought that was just like such a good reminder to not center yourself when you're trying to sell something.
So let's play with this. If you want to be a pasta taster.
Yes. Thank you.
What's the problem that you're solving and who are you solving it for using Laura's framework?
Is it just to like, ask one clarifying question.
Yeah.
Am I pasta tasting still in the context of Christine's online business, or am I just solopreneur now?
I think you got to figure out who your ideal customer profile is.
Okay, I'm going to go that I'm still working for Christine. And the problem here is that Christine doesn't want to sell a product that she can't personally endorse.
Right.
And so the service that I'm offering Christine in my employment is I'll make sure that it's like good enough to give her stamp of approval.
Interesting. Okay.
And that it's not poisonous as well.
So you're offering like official pasta stamp of approval?
Official pasta stamp. Yeah, because if you might recall from the beginning of this Circle Life, I went to cooking school for a week. And so I am leaning on that expertise to support her clients. But my name doesn't need to be on the website. I can serve a behind the scenes role, but something that we can offer to you is an official stamp of approval from a trained chef.
I love it. It's something to play with. It's something to start with, and maybe you need to set up some time with Laura Scholes to talk about building that 24-hour site.
Yeah. There's definitely some work to be done. I've tried to sell a lot of things during this Circle Life already. I think I need to niche down personally. What are my ambitions?
I love this.
I don't know.
It's your own personal branding consultation. But I want to give a counterpoint to this whole argument, because there was another great presentation from someone else who's in the chat right now. Who, not exactly a counterpoint. I don't want to put anybody in conflict with each other.
Pitting our circle members against them.
But on the one hand, where Laura is saying that you need to, it's not about you, I think sometimes you need to be the boss. Let's hear this clip and consider it.
Often, if you bend a boundary once, you're setting a precedent that is actually not that important, and the client will likely expect you to do it again. I had a client once a while back that was pretty much the catalyst to me, like totally revamping how I enforce everything. And, I mentioned that I had done a lot of trial and error, but up until this one client, I was still being really overly flexible for clients who needed extra time for things. And unfortunately, I had one client really take advantage of my flexibility. And what was supposed to be me bending the rules once snowballed into a whole bunch of delays that the client wouldn't accept a no to, because they were basically kind of like, well, you already said it was all right before, so why isn't it all right this time? And the project ended up getting way out of hand. It dragged way too far out. And if I had just said no the first time and stuck to my timeline and policies, it never would have gotten that far off track. Maybe the client would have been a little bit sour in that moment, but it also would have saved the much worse repercussions of having to really put my foot down later after I let them get away with so much. So all this to say, don't be afraid to be the boss, because you own your business, not the client, and they hired you to guide them through the project using your process.
Yeah, so you are not always the website, but you are the business and you are the process. And I think that what Alyssa is saying that maybe complements what Laura was saying is that you need to create that boundary about who is managing the business, even if the branding is about how can I help you, how can I support you, how can I do anything. Don't give too much of yourself or there will be nothing left.
Right, absolutely. And I think we talked about niching in the context of building this like big, more scalable business, right? That's only possible when complemented by putting boundaries in place, operating as, as a boss, as a business owner, and kind of like laying down the law. So I loved that she brought that insight to Circle Day.
Yeah, that talk was by Alyssa Phillips, by the way, from Amped Designs. And hey, shout out to Alyssa in the chat right now. It's a really great talk, and I recommend watching all of it on how to keep design timelines on track. Speaking of you with a capital Y, wanted to share just a couple of my favorite comments from the online stage. Well, actually, these are from both the main stage and online stage. We had such an amazing attendance from people online that I wanted to give a little bit of shout out to them. So, Sarah, can I share just some of my favorite comments?
You are allowed.
Okay, so these are comments from Circle Day that people gave. I actually don't have the names of people who gave these comments, but thank you. Always grateful for Squarespace's innovation and big evolutions. Proud to be a circler. I feel like we all feel the same thing there.
I'm proud.
I'm proud.
Are we circlers?
This is the first Circle Day for me, and I'm seeing names here in the chat that I've read your blogs and watched your videos. I'm in a chat room with my heroes, so probably many of the people here today, you're heroes.
Wow.
Isn't that great? I like that someone thought that this was the best chat section they'd ever seen at a conference, and they gave a salute. Everyone is so helpful. And this is maybe my favorite. This happened during Anthony's talk on stage with us, the Live Circle Live. Someone said, I was a jerk to Anthony on Twitter a long time ago. Sorry, Anthony. People apologizing, bringing their past grief to rest.
Yeah. I think what makes Circle so special is that it's a community, first and foremost, right? Like, it's not just a group of people who use Squarespace. It like, genuinely is a community. You can see that in the chat. You can see that, like, at Circle Day. So I'm not even surprised that we're kind of like we're repairing relationships at this conference as well. Like, that's just so classic us.
So speaking of Anthony's talk,
yes,
you had pulled one of your favorite clips. No surprise, was from our chat with Anthony Castellana, founder and CEO of Squarespace.
Yeah.
Do you want to set up this next clip?
Yes. We wouldn't have Squarespace without Anthony, but we also would not have the Circle community without Anthony. And I loved hearing him talk a little bit about why the Circle community is close to his heart. Can you play the clip?
This community is so naturally close to us because if you think about where Six started and the portfolios and the agencies and that art direction approach. And I think that we, of any company in this space, we uniquely have that DNA very, very close to us. We really care about design. It's completely real. It's not something I figured out later. We have creative professionals as part of our executive team. Other companies do not have that. And, you know, we build tools for you all because we're very much like you too. And so, you know, I just think that it's just a natural alignment.
Okay, first of all, I'm speechless. Second of all, I think that as the product has evolved, it's been so cool to see, like, Squarespace evolve, Circle evolve kind of like along with that. But I love what Anthony said, like going back to the core, that design has always been part of our story because it is so integral to the story of our Circle members. You know, like the services that they're offering, right, are first and foremost design centered. And I love that we're just like so aligned both as a company and in the users that we get to support. Like centered around design.
Yeah, I loved watching Circle members interact with members of our design and product community because it felt like they were all kind of on the same team.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love that. Well, we do call Circle our partner program, right? And to be a good partner, you have to support one another. And Circle members showed up. We had an amazing day. And I'm just like grateful that we get to kind of be on the other side, keeping some of those trains running.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of keeping trains running, I had a clip from our conversation with Anthony that I wanted to share.
Oh, please.
So in the early days, to set this up, of Squarespace, obviously Anthony was the only employee. He built it for himself in his dorm room. We all know this story. But the part that I'm not sure everybody knows about Anthony is that he was also answering customer support chats.
Yeah.
So here's that clip.
I essentially, for the most part, ran Squarespace myself for about 3 years. And so I would time block a certain point of time in the day, because otherwise I can't answer emails all day long. It was like after some class or something in college. And I remember the emails would pile up. There'd be like 100, 150, 200. And I would go through and just in a block, just knock them out as fast as possible. And I think our customer support team still uses Typinator or whatnot to do the macros. That was me. I was the original user of Typinator. And yeah, I sent back, John Colton ran the query for us once. I probably responded 70 or 80,000 times, which is a lot. But if you think about it, it's 200 a day for like years, right? And so, all right, that's cool. Let's see. I think my two main takeaways were, so it's always really funny when they're like, get your manager. And I'm like, present. And then, at times people are just exceptionally rude to you. And I think that my main takeaway from that was to just be calm. Ultimately, we're talking about a website. I don't think someone's dying because of the website. Just be calm, nice, sorry to hear that. But then just give a really useful answer. And, 9 times out of 10, somebody who is exploding feels ridiculous when you give them that response. Like, oh, God, I was going so crazy. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no problem. It's okay. You don't know who you're talking to. You're typing in the box on the screen. It dehumanizes people. But I just to be able to remain calm and to realize you can probably change someone else's emotional state 9 out of 10 times and make it better and be useful.
This is why I love our jobs, I feel like. Because we get to be the person on the other side of the screen and have the opportunity to change someone's day, just being transparent and honest. And I know something that I've heard Circle members say a lot, both in general and then especially at Circle Day, was the way that we've improved transparency and communication with Circle has made all the difference. And I feel like we have been empowered because of Anthony saying things like that, because of his philosophy, to just be honest about where we're coming from and what's going on kind of behind the scenes, that allows us to be able to help Circle members better support their clients. And I just feel like the two of us are in such a unique and privileged position to get to help get to make that kind of difference in the day of someone that we may not even know.
Yeah, customer service is hard. Customer service is really hard, and I think that's the part of running a Squarespace business that maybe people find so unexpectedly difficult. And maybe the part that scares them the most. But I've also heard this from Circle members, is that once you get beyond that scared moment of, oh my gosh, everything's going wrong, and you actually feel like you can start to help people, that's when it gets fun. And that's when you realize that you're going to be able to help the people that you're going to be able to help, that can take your advice, are going to be the longer lasting customers. And the ones who are mean to you or seem mean to you or don't change or whatever, those are the people that maybe they are a better fit for someone else.
Yeah. And I think that paired with Alyssa's wisdom on boundaries, right, is don't let anyone be pushing you around, but you are in such a unique position to make a difference in someone's day. And we talked about the value of community. You get to have that on a micro level with your business, and there's no saying kind of what the impact can be of that positive client communication, as long as you're not killing yourself over it. You know what I mean? Know when it makes sense to go the extra mile, not the extra 10 miles. But I think it's cool that we as the Circle team and our Circle members are kind of aligned once again as partners in getting to make the world a better place.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as soon as you get that pasta tasting business off the ground, you're going to heal the world.
World. The opportunities are endless.
I want to go into the chat right now because we got a lot of great people commenting. So let's just see who we got here. First of all, to put this to bed, Laura, I don't know why I set it up as some kind of disagreement between Laura and Alyssa, but it sounds like
big fight.
If anybody has any concerns about conflict within the Circle community, it's all gone. Laura and Alyssa. Laura is on board with Alyssa's talk, and it sounds like the two of them need to have a conversation, help each other out with boundaries.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of, it was, people really loved hearing from Anthony. Christy wants to grab a beer with him. Christine found it to be a highlight. This is an interesting idea from Wayne. I think that when we were talking about Alyssa's talk again, he was suggesting, maintain a scoring system and keep it up to date. Firing clients who retrofit themselves out of alignment with your best customer model is critical to protecting your business. For sure. Yeah.
I've never heard of that, and I love it.
Yeah.
I think. I feel like that's just like so clear and like doesn't let yourself get pushed around. You're like, well, I see it by the numbers.
Yeah. You got to be the boss. At a certain point.
Yeah, you got to be the boss.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's my takeaway.
Here's another lesson from Sharon. I just learned this the hard way when I discounted a project to have it done by the end of 2022. It was launched on August 8th. Months later, I got a few $1,000s more, but need to set better boundaries in my contract and enforce it. Sharon, there's great tips in Laura's talk. And Alyssa's talk, actually, on how to think about this. And actually, another talk that I'm going to be sharing a clip from just a second. Again, don't want too many spoilers, but there's another clip that's going to be helpful with this, or at least the full talk will be helpful. All right. I've got a final clip.
Okay.
And then you can have a final clip. Does that sound fair?
That does sound fair.
All right. For these final clips, let's make it something that just encapsulates your whole experience of the day. I'll start. This one is from one of our favorites in the chat right now, Christy, who ran an online session on offboarding your clients. Let's have a listen.
What do you think helped you learn how to best perfect this process in your business journey? Failure helped me learn. So whenever something went wrong, I would look back at it and think, what could I do to have made this less painful for the client, less painful for me? So this is definitely an iterative approach. It's still not perfect today, right? There are still things that I am working, as I get that feedback, I'm working to improve and make better. So I think that, we all learn how to improve, and the best way to do that is through communication with those clients and giving them the freedom to give you constructive feedback. Sometimes it hurts our feelings a little bit, but it's really helpful to improve our processes.
I think this was such an important note to end on, because I think, like, going back to the comment that we saw that you shared from the online experience, like, we can see these people in the chat doing presentations. We're like, oh my God, they're so amazing. They are. We love all of you. But like, people that are on stage, people that have these really successful businesses, like, didn't get there because they like nailed it right the first time, right? And I think that Christy's point that like she iterates, she gets to each client project, she says, how can I improve from here? Like, is such good wisdom for all of us, to not just assume that we like did it perfectly the first time. There's so much to learn, which, I mean, just to tie it all together is like why Circle Day was so great to hear from so many different people on their process and how they can improve. But I just loved the kind of honesty at the end there.
Yeah, I think that's how you find a process. A business doesn't come fully formed in whole cloth. You find a niche by trying things. Connie Holen talks about trying different things and then finding her way. Everybody had some element of their business story that was like, I tried a bunch of different things and these things didn't work, but this is the one thing that worked. So that just coming back to that soundbite of failure helps me learn is something that I will do for, I think, the next lifetime.
Wow. I mean, there's a reason there's a Squarespace 7.1, isn't there?
That's true.
Yeah, we're always iterating too. Always getting better.
Yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Okay, what's your fully cumulative, fully encompassing clip that you want to end this clip show on, Sarah?
Okay, that set this up really strongly, but I feel like let's play it. We'll discuss it. I don't want to spoil it again. So yeah, roll Hoyt's clip.
What I circled in green, you'll see like one column says home purpose, right? So I feel like it's very easy to get into a design tool or design space, let's say like either Squarespace or Figma or whatnot, and start designing. But if the purpose isn't clear, you'll waste a lot of time. So the first column I have here is the purpose for each section. And then on the next column, the general essence or the gist of the content, right? So I just wanted to write kind of the general notes I wanted the the purpose to manifest?
My next tattoo, right here. If the purpose isn't clear, you'll waste a lot of time. Okay? I mean, is there anything better than to end on that note?
No.
No. I'm just like, how many times do we start something or we think we need something and then we're like, wait, what am I doing? What's my purpose? So many times, I mean, to be honest, to pull back the curtain a little bit, like how many times during Circle Day were we like, oop, this feels like scope creep. You know what I mean? Like this is like a little bit outside of our purpose, isn't it? And I think there's always so many different things you can do. But like, to reference my tattoo, if the purpose isn't clear, you're going to waste your time. And we planned Circle Day 2023 for 10 to 11 months. Like how much like learning happened along the way because we didn't align something back to our purpose and we had to like kind of reorient ourselves. So yeah, I've learned the lesson the hard way. That's why I've gotten it in plans to tattoo under my arm so I can't ever do it again.
Matching tattoos?
Yeah, please. Oh my God, please.
Everyone watching now, we're all getting matching tattoos. And we'll circle live it as well in our next clip show. I mean, I circle, just to think about Circle Day, because that's the project that is the closest to my heart.
Yeah.
Forever and always. It's the purpose to me is broad, but it's to make people happy. And it's an easy thing to forget in the midst of technical issues or mostly technical issues, actually. Like that's the number one thing that causes me to feel like I'm not happy. Like I am sad. Like I'm the person who is sad. But then I always just, in the process of developing Circle Day, have to remember this is what makes people happy.
Yeah.
This is going to make somebody happy. What I'm doing right now is going to lead to somebody being happy. So it's important to keep the purpose clear.
It is. And, we do it for you. So don't forget it. You can tattoo that on you.
And just like that, we have one more promo before we close things out for today's Circle Live. I hope this makes you happy. Have you been keeping up with all of the product announcements this year? There have been over 100, so you can be forgiven if not. Luckily, on October 11th, I'll be joined online by 5 members of our product organization at our fall product showcase. We will distill our favorite product updates from the year into 5 important bite-sized chunks that you can use for yourself, with your clients. We'll have updates in Acuity scheduling, Squarespace extensions, campaign automations, Squarespace payments, and all the exciting new ways you can make your client sites stand out online. Sign up for our fall product showcase now. And Taylor, please share the link to sign up in the chat. Hope to see you there on October
11th.
11th.
Yeah.
We didn't plan saying that together. October
11th. I love that.
I think you need to be a sponge. I like absorbing as much life as possible because I think you need better inputs to have a better output, right? So when anyone asks me, like, how do you get inspiration? How do you come up with great ideas? And how do you find like great kind of, new trends in design? It's like you have to absorb. If you're looking 2 inches in front of your face, there's probably a reason why things start looking the same, right? So you have to go out, you have to be a sponge, and you have to get inspiration from places that are probably very, very different than what you do as your profession and your expertise, right? Get inspiration, go to a gallery in Chelsea, go see a movie, completely not think about what you're doing, go travel the world, and one of these days, all that will kind of congeal into a new idea. And that's really all creativity actually is.
That's from David Lee in the conversation that closed out Circle Day.
What a great way to end Circle Day.
Absolutely. And what a great way to end our time together today.
And by the way, all the complete videos that we share today are available on the Circle Day 2023 Learning Path, which is within the forum. Taylor is also going to drop the link to that.
Awesome. That's it for today's Circle Live. Thanks for joining us live. To join us in the after party, simply visit the sessions section on the left-hand sidebar or follow the link that Taylor's going to share to the after party. Until next Circle Live, this is Sam Z.
And I'm Sarah G.
Reminding you to get present, use digital downloads.
Passive income is a lot of work, but if you have niche experience, you can charge more.
Don't make it about you, but don't be afraid to be the boss.
Be calm.
Failure helps you learn.
If the purpose isn't clear, you'll waste a lot of time.
And finally, here at Circle Live, every day is Circle Day.
Bye, everybody.
See you in the after party.